So let's see if this works. I've never done this before. So somebody was asking what my build would look like on my Arc dungeon run. So, alright, so this build that I used right here was the build I use when traveling or moving from one spot to another. The auto rifle you could probably replace for a shotgun or something like that. Double special was mostly the way to go. So I'm just going to scroll down here quickly, or slowly I guess, so you can see the different mods I have. If you want to ask me questions on what mods I use for what, feel free to, or why I use one mod for another. And yeah, why I use one mod or another, to let me know. Again, none of this is optimal. This is just what I used. I don't have the best gear. I don't have the best loadout compared to a lot of YouTube streamers out there, but or Twitch streamers out there. But this is what I used when I was traveling. So this is mostly for like the first. This is my build up for the first encounter, and this was my build for moving from one location to the other. In the first kind of like long underwater jumping part. I don't think that's too difficult. You can sort of build you want. Okay. For the bosses, so for the first boss, my build looks something like. Here, I'm just change his weapons. That's not quite correct. My build looks something like this. I just want to double check. I did not have Ashes to Ads on. I actually have the Solar Siphon on. That made me huge difference for me. And let's see, what else did I use? Yeah, that actually was very helpful. Arc weapon search. No, I changed this to one strand weapon search. And I changed this into, I think, this one, installation. That's what I used. Sorry, maybe I should have made this a little quicker. So I'm actually overwrite this, so that makes it to make it a little more accurate. So my build for the second boss was this. I changed the Chaos Reach, and most everything else is pretty much the same, just Chaos Reach, and I really like the Ionic Sparks with the Seasonal Artifact. It makes a big difference. And this was the build that I ran for that. Arbalest is key in both boss fights because it takes away the shield, and I found that extremely helpful. Okay, when I was traveling from the first boss to the second boss, I took care to scout with me, and I used the range weapons just because it's really helpful to slowly take your way and plonk at everything before you move on. And for the final boss, I had two loadouts. So I had my clear ads loadout, and I had my boss damage loadout. So when I was clearing ads, I would run my shotgun and cold heart and my heavy machine gun that I would have here. Okay. When I went to boss damage, I'd go into the pools and I'd change the loadout there, and I would change to a case ejection trace rifle. I mean, mine's not ideal, but it's a good gun. Arbalest, and I changed to my hothead with auto loading holster and lasting impression. You could probably run most things, but as long as you have some kind of auto reload ability, that makes DPS a lot better. And yeah, of course, the most important thing to all this is probably the Seasonal Artifact. The Release Sentinel 5 mods here are the Amped Up, Thunder Torch, Electric Armor, Lightning Strikes Twice, and the Shotgun Nom. Okay, without these, the Arc build would have been nowhere near as good. But because I had these 5, especially with the Electric Armor and Amped Up, these two did crazy work. I had to make sure I was always amplified to always have damage resistance, and then whenever I use my Healing Rift, I'd just be not unkillable, but very tough to kill, which made it really, really difficult to kill me. I hope that's helpful, and I hope this helps you if you decide to make a solo run yourself, and perhaps you'll find a better build than I did. You probably will. So yeah.